Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today, we're going to be talking about 2025, the future. What skis are in the future? What are we going to see? What are we going to test going into the season? And just generally stuff that I'm really excited about. Now, this isn't everything that was sent to me. There's probably about a dozen products waiting and then a dozen more that are on the way. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys, one, like people who sent stuff early over the summer, brands that have just been really great to work with, so I want to showcase them. But two, like design-wise, perspective-wise, what I'm excited to test and what products I'm really just curious about, excited to see how they are. Now, none of these brands paid me to review these. In fact, they just send them and that basically covers all the time and editing and shooting. It may not seem like it, but ski reviews specifically usually take at least 2 to 3 days of shooting and editing, so that basically just covers it. The rest of it is just a labor of love. Nobody pays me. Nobody, you know what I mean? This is not sponsored content, and I don't accept money for that kind of stuff. So this is my totally honest opinion, and for a lot of these brands, they've been great to work with and very excited to showcase their stuff. And a lot of it is based off of what you guys say in the comments that you're excited to hear about. Thank you for those comments. A lot of times when you guys will send me a comment about one specific ski over and over, I'll screenshot that and send it over to the brand. So, you know, just so you know, that helps motivate them. If you ever see a video and you want to comment respectfully on them, like, hey, I'd like to see Elliott review the skis, or I'd like to see Rickety Ski Reviews review this, that's a really effective way. I think people don't always consider how effective that is for getting a brand's attention. And also, just so you know, right now, if you want to buy 2024 skis, they are very cheap. I will have links down below of all the best deals. I did have a video last week, so you can go and check that out if you want to kind of see my thoughts ski by ski, but there are some tremendous deals. I'm the only person in the industry doing that because I don't sell skis, I don't work for a ski brand, so I'm able to tell you guys like, hey, get yourself some good deals. So anyway, that'll be down below, check it out. Let's check out the stuff for 2025. Now first up is the Renown Citadel 107. Renown is a ski brand out of Burlington, Vermont, although I believe the skis are made in Montreal, similar to their other more carving oriented skis. What really makes them unique, if you watch their videos, they have this like polymer that goes inside of 3 rungs to create better dampening for the skis. I worked with Renown earlier last year to review the Endurance 88 with the owner Cyrus, and the reason I'm really excited about these is because one of the things I noticed about the Endurance 88, while it was a carving ski, it floated really well off trail, more than I expected. You don't expect much with an 88, but whatever they were doing with kind of that gradual splay towards the tips was really impressive. And I was like, okay, this is meant to be a carving ski, but it actually does pretty well in soft off-trail snow. So getting to review a full powder ski from them in this 107 width is exciting. And I think that like, if you take that technology in the Endurance and apply it to an actual powder ski, that gets me excited. They sent me this early. They said, please don't show anyone the ski until July. So I just kind of stored it away carefully. Actually, it was like in a closet, like in climate control all summer. And I just think these skis are beautiful. I'm really excited to see how the dampening and the maple wood is applied in off-trail settings. I think this could be a real banger. And I like showcasing smaller independent ski brands. So it's kind of this perfect marriage of things that get me really excited with new ski designs, with new dampening technology. I think this could be a really cool ski and I'm excited to review it. Obviously, you can never tell until you actually put it on your feet. So on snow will be the true test, but just something I wanted to showcase to you guys that I'm excited about. Pretty healthy amount of camber, quite aggressive tail splay, and pretty gradual tip splay. I think these are gonna be cool. The one thing I told Renown, and this happens every time, when I get powder skis, I have to be careful about when I test them. I can't just test them in November and then put out a review for you guys. So luckily, they're letting me hang on to them, and I'll be able to test them in some of the bigger storms. So you probably won't see a review until the end of the winter, but I am excited to finally get them on some snow and some deeper powder. On the flip side here, we have the new Stockli Montero AR for 2025. There's a couple of changes. I'm gonna actually take them out of the plastic now so you can kind of see them better. Actually, I think you can see them fine. It's just easier to transport these. I gotta go get them mounted still. The Stockli Montero AR, I reviewed this for 2024. I said it felt a lot like a race ski, and that's always kind of how I've categorized the Montero when I talk about it. I have friends who like to daily ski on race skis, and I feel like if that's you, this is a better option. It's damper, it's got a more flexible turn radius than a World Cup ski does. It just does like all of the fun things that people like with race skis, while also being like a smooth, damp ride. I always say that Stockli reminds me a lot of like going from a Toyota to a Lexus. You get that reliability, you get the like good performance long term, but you get the smoothness. I owned a Lexus IS250 rear wheel drive, and it was awesome to drive. But previously before that, I've owned Toyota Corollas, Toyota Matrixes, things like that, and they both have great reliability. But the Lexus always just is a little bit quieter, a little bit smoother. It wants you to feel the good parts of driving without feeling the bad parts. And that is very much how I feel about the Stockli. It wants you to feel the good parts of the turn and really savor the fun parts without feeling the chatter and noise that you get with like the harsher parts of skiing, or when the conditions aren't great. So I'm constantly recommending this, especially to people who like a damp, smooth ski. If that's you, I think Stockli does the best job at it, especially with the rubber kind of infused in its layers. The big change for this, it's not an overhaul for 2025. It is a change, but I would say it's more of a refinement rather than a big overhaul. What they did, a couple of the big changes are in the tip and the tail. Instead of having one slit here for kind of like stabilization in the tip and the tail, you've got two. We'll see how effective it is. Again, I haven't put this on snow, so that will be the true test. But what I like about Stockli is if they have something that's really good, they don't just rip it out from under people. That's happened. I mean, I joke, it doesn't happen as much as it used to, but it used to happen a lot. It's like, oh, the Salomon Extreme, it's not how it used to be, get the old version. Now I think brands are a little bit more savvy, but Stockli, I think, is the best example of that. If they have a good formula with the Storm Rider, they will refine it down. I think Volkl also does a good job of this. This seems like the perfect example. They're like, we don't need to overhaul this whole ski. There's an audience, people are happy with it, but we can make a couple of tweaks in the tip and the tail to give maybe a little bit more diversity in the turn shape, to give it just a little bit more stiffness in and out of the turn. I mean, that's in theory what I would imagine it does, but again, I can't tell you what it'll actually do until I get it on snow. And I don't like predicting that stuff either. Most times when I review a ski, I actually go into it blind. I don't watch any other videos. I don't read any emails. I mean, I read like the emails from the reps, but I don't read the marketing part. Like, they'll send me pamphlets and I just don't open the attachment, which maybe is a bad thing, but I want to feel on my feet how it feels. Then once I've got a day on the skis, I'll go and kind of compare notes and see what other people are saying out of curiosity. But I like reviewing things blind, and that's why, because I can't tell you exactly how the tips and tail are going to affect the ski until I put it on snow. It's all just me speculating. So, you know, take that all with like a gigantic grain of salt. But once I get them on snow, I'll let you know. But until then, I'm very excited to test out these Stockli skis. I'm very excited by Stockli's willingness to send me skis and let me review them. So I think, like, and especially with early snow conditions, Stockli tends to really thrive in some of those choppier conditions. So I think this will be a great ski. I have to look at my queue. I have it written down when skis arrive, and that's when I review them. I try to be fair to everyone that sends stuff. But I will say, this new Montero is probably the ski I'm most excited about for a few reasons. One, I love carving. I have a race background. But two, like, I have some friends who still rock race skis, and this seems like a really good way to like wean them off towards better skis. It seems like such an easy upgrade for a lot of people who are still rocking old race skis. I get why people like them, but eventually skis do lose life, and I don't know if I would recommend people go to World Cup skis again, whereas like they're limited with the radius when you could have something smooth and fun like this. So I've got like friends that I'm excited to share these with. Now, this is not a new ski. In fact, I've already reviewed the ski, so you can check that out below. But one ski I'm excited to just put more mileage on is the Meyer Wrangler. It's a 93 width. I think that I'm going to sub this out for my Atomic Mavericks, at least for part of the year when there's a little bit more snow, because I had an accident with my atomics. They weren't covered under warranty. You can see the Titanal off the top sheet. So I'll probably use those in the early season when the conditions aren't great. But I really like these Meyer Wranglers, and I'm excited to like get more mileage on them, because the more I skied on them, the more fun I had, the more I kind of learned the nuance of them. They're very fun off trail. And I think as I skied on them more and more, I kind of found the sweet spot of them, especially like finding where they're good in certain sections of Bogus Basin where you can let them breathe more. I just had a ton of fun. And it was really inspiring. I watched Zach ski on these, and it, you know, kind of unlocks things like, oh, okay, I didn't think to like set it up that way, but that would be kind of cool to try these out on. I think these are tremendous skis, and I'm excited to put a little bit more mileage on them. I also have some friends who were traveling for a year who are coming back that I ski with. I'm excited to let them try these out. The folks over at Meyer are super nice. I talk with Ted, and I know he has skis he's sending over for 2025. It's kind of funny. He'll be like, well, what skis seem interesting to you? And I'll be like, oh, okay, these couple. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send these other ones because I think you'll like them more. And it's kind of a fun experience to have that, where you have somebody who makes skis giving you ideas of what to try, and it's just, I don't know, I really enjoy that process. They're really cool people and fun to work with, and I am really excited to get a few more days on these Wranglers because they're really terrific skis and not something that would have ever been on my radar prior to reviewing skis. It's also like a cool thing to share with you guys, because I don't sell skis. I'm not like, oh, well, I can't talk about these independent ski makers. I'm able to do that, and it's fun to share with you guys. The next ski I'm excited to test and review is the 2025 Black Crow's Corvus. This ski is not new, but it has quite a few changes to it. For one, I believe the tail is a little bit different, which functionally shouldn't affect too much, but again, we'll see once we actually get it on snow. The big changes for this are, from what I understand, the previous Corvus used a sheet of Titanal. Instead, they're subbing that out for a blend of poplar and beech. I believe the beech is replacing the Titanal, though I could be wrong. This ski looks a lot like the Atris, but when you feel it in hand, it feels a little softer, like the flex of it. It's always hard to tell by hand versus on snow, so we'll have to see. But I think, like, I look at it, from my perspective, it's wider than the Atris, it feels a little bit softer. It seems like a more accessible Atris, and I really like the Atris. So that's just like a handful of things that really excite me about the ski. I will say, I'm guilty of this. When I came out of racing, I was skeptical of any ski that didn't use Titanal. Black Crow's has successfully converted me from that thought process. I think the way that they expertly use the wood in the ski, the flexes feel so smooth, they feel so responsive, they never feel like, I don't know, noodly or unstable. I am converted. I believe that, like, you do not have to have Titanal. There are certain applications for like crud cutters where I do think it helps, or I look at the Atomic Maverick and I really like their use of Titanal, but like, I don't know, I've just been converted under the belief of like, not every ski I ski on has to have Titanal. I think the QST is a good example of that too, using the cork dampener rather than Titanal. It's just both brands do it really well. So I'm very excited to test these out, very excited to get these on snow. They're kind of in the similar vein to the Renown. I need to get them on a good powder day before I can be really honest about them. But so far, I've yet to ski on a Black Crow ski I really didn't like. I think there's some where I look at like the Mears Core and I go, this really isn't for me. But I can acknowledge, like, for who that's for, it's a good ski. And like I said, I've yet to ski on a quote unquote bad Black Crow skis. I said in my ranking that they make nothing but bangers as far as I've seen. But I gotta put these on snow before I know. That's a good motto. Snow before you know. But I gotta say, everything about these is exciting to me. The width, the softness, the changes, the relation to the Atris that I already like, and what looks like a similar platform. This is like pressing all the right buttons, and I cannot wait until there's enough snow to really put these to the test. Oh, another good point. If you're not a patient person and you know, don't care about waiting and you're willing to like gamble some money on buying these skis ahead of time, or let's say maybe you had the previous Corvus and everything that they've changed looks exciting to you, go for it. I do typically recommend people wait for reviews or wait for testing, whatever. Like, I never recommend people go buying skis sight unseen. But if you want to, like, if you're dead set on doing that anyway, I will put links down below. That does support the channel without you spending any additional money. I don't tend to buy skis that way, but other people do. So those links will be down below. All right, and for skis, finally, I cannot tell you how excited I am to review these Volkl skis. Last year, they were supposed to send me some skis, and I guess there was some warehousing issue. This year, they are on it. The rep I'm working with is like, I got you this pair, and I got another pair coming. I think, honestly, it was out of their hands, so I have no ill will. I said that before, but I'll say it again for the record. Now, the first ski that has been sent is the Volkl Blaze 104. I believe there are some other more carving-oriented skis coming, but the first pair that has shown up, and that I'm really excited about, is the Blaze 104. I am really excited to see Volkl's take on this. I love the QST line, and I think with like how good Volkl is with like kind of that mid ski turn, I'm excited to see Volkl's take on a, I don't know if it's the right word is powder ski. It's definitely close to that powder ski width, but almost like this excendy into deeper snow ski. And I like almost every Volkl ski I've ever skied on I really loved, with the exception of like the Deacon 79, but again, that ski wasn't really meant for me. I love the Volkl Mantra, I love the Volkl, I guess now it's called the Mantra 88, but the Kendo 88 I thought was just phenomenal, so I'm very excited to test these out. I cannot wait to take these and get them on snow. Again, I'll have to wait till there's a little bit snowed to get a totally accurate read on how they are off trail, so these will probably be somewhere in the mid-season, but I am just thrilled to finally get on some Volkl skis. Also, like, I love pink skis. I love the color pink. Ever since Ted Ligety had those pink goggles, I don't think I own, oh, my poles are pink. I don't get enough pink, so excited to see more pink on this hill. The big changes for 2025 is an effort to be more eco-friendly. They are using recycled materials to make, I believe it like in the center of the ski. So always nice to see a ski company be eco-friendly, especially since, you know, like snow is dependent on our environment. But that is a big change. I know that they made a couple tweaks. I believe the older versions were wider, and I think they consolidated the width down, and they are across the board consolidating down. Like they brought it down from the Kendo to the Mantra 88. It's nice to see. I think there's a couple brands that could also take a page out of Volkl's book, where there's just so many different lines of skis, and for consumers that can be really overwhelming. So nice to see Volkl kind of stick to their guns and be like, okay, we're gonna have the Mantra line, we're gonna have this Blaze line, and simplify it a little bit down. Like I said though, I'm very limited in what I can tell you about the ski until I actually put it on snow. It's always fun to like, okay, you can read the marketing, you can say, this is what the rep says, this is what the guy that designed it says, but until you actually put your own feet on the snow, it can only be so accurate without actually putting it on the snow. So I'm very excited to try these. I know Volkl said that they're sending more skis, so fingers crossed on that, but I am just thrilled and excited to try these skis out. Now that's all for skis for now. More rolling in. There are more on the horizon that people are sending, but as of right now, like before there's even ski hills open near me, this is what I've got going, and this is what I'm excited about. There's a couple other skis that I am not allowed to talk about, or a couple of other skis where I'm gonna review them, but this is like a handful that I'm the most jazzed about, the most excited to actually put on snow. Now, beyond skis, I also have liners. Intuition was willing to send me footbeds and liners. I will say, I have never, ever had ski boot work done or had aftermarket things put on my boots other than booster straps, which I stand by. I'm not sponsored by Booster, but man, that is a good product. You want something that's gonna like really have the most bang for your buck if you want to improve the comfort of your boots or the responsiveness of your boots, booster strap, 100%. I would buy booster strap before I bought Carve or anything else. So, free advice, I don't know. But Intuition sent me these liners. I'm gonna give them a review. I'm gonna be 100% honest. They did not pay me. They're not sponsoring this. They were just willing to send me boot liners. Their product price ranges anywhere from 100 to like 250 bucks. So take that for what it's worth. But I cannot tell you how excited I am to actually get these in my boots and test them. And I think for a lot of the early content, this is what I'm gonna be reviewing. When there's not a lot of snow, it's hard to be fair to all these skis when you're reviewing them. So I think for like the first couple of weeks when just a couple of the beginner trails are open, that's gonna be when I do a lot of my ski boot testing. Now my ski boots were warrantied by Atomic, so they are brand new. They're the same boot that I had before, just, you know, a different color or whatever. So they warrantied it, so because I have a fresh plug, it seems like this is the perfect year to test out some liners and test out some footbeds. Now, on the flip side, these guys were awesome. They were willing to work with me. They were willing to send me the product and just let me give my honest opinion. But there's another boot liner company that everybody asked for, that everyone wants to know about, and I could not get my hands on them until now. The notorious, ever famous Zip Fit liner. Now, if you've been on social media for more than 30 seconds, you've probably seen 20, 30 ads. Tom Gelly is all about these Zip Fit liners. Out of Collective talks about Zip Fit liners. I think I even saw Ski Essentials is gonna be selling them, so they're going to do a video on them. When I reached out to Zip Fit, they said, no, we're not sending you anything. I was like, okay, like, I don't know, maybe I could send something back if you have something that you don't want anymore. I don't need liners. I don't even like using aftermarket liners. I use my own liners. I famously, in old race boots when they had lace-up liners, I hated them. But I want to be like thorough, and you guys are constantly asking me. I'll just give you the gist. He was like, I'm selling plenty of liners. I don't like giving stuff to influencers because it seems inauthentic. And I just sometimes have this issue where people don't understand the kind of content I make, where I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm out here in the backyard. I'm just gonna give my honest opinion. I don't take any money. If I could send liners back, I would, but I'm sure they wouldn't want them back. I don't know. Anyway, ZipFit did not want to work with me, and I thought, I can't let this get away, because people want to know about it. Maybe this is a little unhinged, but all summer long, I watched eBay for used ZipFit liners. My size exactly, and I would make low offers on them, right? So they would be listed, these specifically were listed for like 150, 200, offer 70, offer 80, and just wait all summer. I worked in sales. I'm a diligent person. I'm like John Wick, like I just will not let things go. And sometimes it's a little unhealthy, right? But for this, I was like, I'm not letting this go. I'm not giving up. So I found the most lightly used boot liners I could find. These look like they were used maybe once or twice. They are in immaculate condition. And I'm gonna tell you the truth about them. I cannot imagine spending $500 or $600 on a boot liner. I cannot fathom it. I don't even spend that much on ski boots. I spent $300 something on my boots because I got last year's color and I got them in the summer. So these have big shoes to fill. I don't know if that's a funny pun or not. These have a lot to live up to based on the price and everything, but I'm here to be diligent with you guys. Now, there's probably not gonna be an affiliate link. I guess I will see how I like them. I will be totally honest with you. If I love them, I'll let you know. If I hate them, I'll let you know. But I wasn't gonna let this one go. I wasn't gonna let this one slip away. And I really think that I'm excited to review these compared to the Intuition liners, go through the process of molding them and heat molding them and everything. So I'm gonna review the ZipFit liners and the Intuition liners. ZipFit also, you guys say that you're like, we don't work with other influencers. Like everybody and their uncle has ZipFit stuff. Tom Gelly doesn't stop talking about them. Out of Collective has you guys like a little hat. There's another guy who lives out of his van that constantly has a ZipFit hat. It seems like baloney to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's truth. Maybe who knows? I'm not going to get into that. But I'm excited to test these out. And luckily they had my size. Luckily I could get them for an affordable price. And I will let you know what I really think about ZipFit coming up in the season. Now, it will take some while. I want to really put miles on these, so I'm giving you guys an honest opinion, but I can't wait. The other product that I'm excited about, Remind Insoles. This is like a specialty boot footbed by Chris Benchetler. It like has all of his art on the inside of it. We'll see how good these are. I don't typically do things like that, but they seem like a cool brand. This seems like it's ski specific. And I figured while I'm doing the boot liners anyway, I might as well try swapping out the insoles, see what I think. Zach also got a pair of these, so he'll be able to give you his opinion if he feels like it. I don't know, or at least like get his 2 cents on it. There's also a couple other brands that are sending me footbeds. They just haven't arrived yet, but I'm excited to try it out. Like I said, I've always run just OEM original stuff, so I'll tell you honestly if it's good or if it's bad. None of these guys are paying me anything. They just send the product and I give my honest opinion. So anyway, like I said, that's only about half of the stuff that I have on the horizon to test, but I wanted to share with you guys and get you guys excited for the new content because I'm definitely excited. I also get comments like, oh, are you gonna review the Corvus? Are you gonna review the Monero? Now you know at least a handful of the skis that I'm gonna review and that I am thrilled to be testing out. So shout out to all these companies that were willing to send me their stuff. I really appreciate it. It really helps make it easier for me to test more skis. I almost have this weird dilemma where I have a handful of brands that have been so thrilled with my reviews that they want to send a ton of skis, and then I have a few brands like Nordica, Blizzard, however you want to say it, gosh, Atomic, where they don't send me stuff, and I go out of my way to demo that stuff because I want you guys to have a broad range of ski reviews to pick from, and also so I have background to know how to compare things like a Volkl to Atomic. But it is 100 times easier to review stuff when it's sent this way. It also makes it so I'm going to prioritize these brands and the reviews are going to come out first. I don't know how many powder days I'm going to have this season, and I already have like 4 or 5 pairs of powder skis coming. I also have been told peak skis are on the way. We'll see. But like, okay, if you think about it like this, if I have 10 big powder days and 6 powder skis and I want to get like multiple days on them, it's first come, first serve. So shout out to these brands. I'm so excited to review them. If you're a brand yourself watching this, consider sending skis. It makes it way easier for me, and I can review ahead of season rather than being behind based on whatever the demo shop has. Also, it's very limited. There was only 1 pair of Blizzard's Rustler 10s that I could review. I can't access any of these other Blizzard skis, so like, I don't know. Do whatever you want with that. I can't lose any more sleep over these brands that don't want to talk to me. And all I can do is be grateful for these tremendous brands that have been willing to work with me. I am so excited for 2025. And thank you to you guys for being here. I never in my wildest dreams thought this many people would care to hear what I have to say about skis, and I'm beyond grateful. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. That's a free way to support the channel, and it'll also allow you to see these videos right when they come out. You can also become a channel member. That way you get priority when I do questions and answers. There's a bunch of other perks in there. I'll even give you like ski coaching. If you are gonna buy a pair of skis based on what I'm talking about, please use the affiliate links. It'll track you for like 30 days. And that's a free way to support the channel without spending any extra money. I go out of my way to give you guys deals. Even though I get a percentage, it's less. I don't buy skis that way. I buy deals. I send deals to my friends, and I want to share deals with you guys. So if you wouldn't mind using those links, that helps me out a ton. But as always, more than anything, just thanks for being here. Thanks for spending your afternoon, morning, whatever it is with me. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.